Hello everyone, Cassandra Good reporting to you live here from my home office here in Albany, Georgia. And today I want to talk to you about postcard marketing because it does work. Now I've been doing postcard marketing almost 20 years of my being in this industry and network marketing and affiliate marketing industry. But I will tell you something that it is something that simply works. So I'm going to give you some tips on what to look out for and how to run a successful postcard campaign. Now, there's several facets of curating a postcard campaign. Now, some people think it's just a matter of dropping card stock in the mail and just letting it whip. No, not exactly. If there's different components that I will take you through that I found to be the most successful for me. Okay, so we're going to go through a few of these steps and you just follow along and just get a few of these tidbits. And I assure you, your postcard marketing efforts will be superior. Not only superior, they'll yield the results that you're looking for. Now, number one, I want to tell you exactly what I actually work with. Now, when it comes to postcards, there is different types of paper, meaning there's different types of colors and there are different types of weight when it comes to the paper. Now, there's a 40 pound, 20 pound, 60 pound, 100 pound, 80 pound, 110 pound, and higher. But the pounds that I like to work with for postcard marketing is 110 pound. Why, you might ask me, is simply because of number one, the durability, the number two, the ability that it has to absorb ink without smearing, and not only that, it just totally looks better in appearance. And always remember, when you're sending out your mail piece, that your first impression you only get one time. So that first impression has to be crisp, it has to be on point, and you have to make sure that this person knows that you're serious about your business. Now, if you want to know what 110 pounds sound like, if you don't hear that, you don't have the right weight. You don't want a postcard that does not have a good amount of weight. Most of my postcards, now this one right here is 80 pounds. Okay, I want you to know that that's 80 pounds, but this is something that has been given to me towards the from the company, the CEO and the owner of the company. So we do for helping us with making sure that we have cost reduction or whatever. Since the postcards are provided to us for free, of course, we're going to accept the difference in the weight. But when I personally send out my postcards are on 110 pound sheet. Okay, and if you can notice, I actually use canary. Now this is a canary color. I love canary. It stands out. It's not too bright. It is great. It's great on the eyes. What I mean by that, it's not something that someone would be annoyed with when they see this. It's like, oh, what is that all about? This is something different that's coming to my mail. That's a separate from having a regular white envelope or even this color envelope. This is not canary, okay? That is not canary, but this right here is canary. Now, that's one thing that I actually work with. Number two is making sure that the ink that I use, the ink that I use is ink that will penetrate the card itself, meaning it will not be smudgeable. Now, you want to make sure that and I don't care what it is. I've seen cheap ink on postcards, and even 2 or 3 days later, after actually getting the postcards printed, cut up, and actually sent back to you, whatever, I can do like this, and it's like my finger has ink on it, and this right here is just smudged all the way across. So that's another added advantage with having 110 pound weight. Not only that, like I said, it goes back to presentation. The next thing that I will tell you is very, very important, and I see a lot of people dropping the ball on this when they're preparing their mailing piece, is that you want to make sure that you have a return address label. Make sure that you have a return address label on your postcard. Now for me, I do put little messages on there, just a little personal touch for me, and that's just letting the person know that I am human. And not only that, it also lets the person know that I'm just not some kind of machine that has been metered through, that this has actually been something that's been taken time to make sure that it's done right. The next part I would tell you about is very, very important. Now, I know a lot of people might not think that this is important, but it is. You want to make sure that when you get your labels or get your leads from the lead source that you're going to choose, and I will share with you some lead sources once I tell you how that bonus works at the end of this video. But you want to make sure that when you prepare your postcard, that is as neat and legible as possible. Because again, here we're going on the first impression. This is like giving somebody your resume. It's like, hey, I don't know who you are, but I want you to take a look at what I have to offer you. And I do believe that you will like what I have. And in order to do that successfully, you want to make sure that your presentation is crisp and it's clean. So you would have the first part of the card, the back side of the card. You see how clear and crisp that is? You want to make sure that this is clear and crisp, that that label on there is clear and crisp, everything's clean, the printing is clean, all of that. That's the most important thing. And you want to make sure that all of your cards are like that. Each one of them are clean, crisp. I can pull apart, it's still labeled the way they need to be labeled. I can pull apart, it's still legible. That is very important, guys. I can't tell you how important it is to be able to submit and have legible work on your behalf going out. People take notice of presentation, they take notice of how neat you are, they take notice of how you're presenting yourself to them and the verbiage that you're actually using. Remember, on this postcard, I'm not exaggerating. I've seen postcards that say make thousands of dollars. I don't believe in putting a whole bunch of make thousands. This is a realistic income right here. That's very realistic. So you want to make sure that what you say on here is very realistic. It's very clean. It's very crisp. It's to the point, and there's no exaggeration. That's very important in your presentation when you do your postcards. Next, your postage. Your postage should look the same way. Okay, now I got some of these. There are a few of them getting ready to get ready to go out. Again, you see that your label here. Let me stop putting people's info out here. But your label here is very legible. Your stamp is legible. Return address. All of this is legible with your method. Again, you want all of it to look the same. All of it to look the same. Again, that message is clear, it's crisp, it's not an exaggeration, it's real opportunity, giving people a realistic view of what you have to offer. It doesn't matter what business that you're actually sharing with people. It doesn't matter, however you're sharing it, speak in truth. Speak in truth. Everybody has to start somewhere. That's the main important thing. I see so many postcards earn thousands this week. That's fine. But if that is the possibility, make sure that you say the potential to earn greatly is here. Some of our members have earned a few thousand a month. That's realistic. We always want to make sure that when we're presenting ourselves in a business opportunity to people, no matter how much your teammates are making, remember you're reaching out to most of the total masses that have never earned $1 online, or they've earn very minimum. So minimally, you want to give them realistic goals that they can achieve. If you blow people out of the water, I assure you, instead of attracting them, you will repel them. So that's the last thing you want to do. The next part I would like to talk to you about is making sure that you choose your list wisely. Now, a lot of people don't realize this. They just start going and getting lists and just buying lists or whatever. There's a reason why it tells you to put your return address label on each and every one of your postcards that you send out. Because believe me, if you do not send or put your return address label on each one of your postcards that you send out, you will not know how fresh that list is. You will not know whether or not there's a good response from that list because you have no way of tracking that. Before, when we first started out with having direct mail and using postcards, there was no such thing as tracking links and so forth. But the way we were able to track to see whether or not a list was successful was to make sure that we put our return address label on it. And that was to see whether or not that company would give you a whole list of nixies for the price that you paid for the listing. And you might ask me, what is a nixie? A nixie is this. Anytime that you receive, you see what that says? Anytime that you receive information back on the postcard that you sent out, this is a nixie. These nixies can say a combination of wrong address, return to sender. It could say that the forwarding has expired. When you see things like that, let me give you a tip. If you get some nixies back that say forwarding has expired, forwarding is anywhere between 6 months to a year where your mail will be forwarded. As long as you fill out the postcard that's in the postal service, you go into any branch and you're getting ready to move and you want your mail forwarded, from that day or a few days after that, up until 6 months to a year, your mail will be forwarded to your new address free of charge to you from the post office. You get to using a list company that has too many expired forwardings or expired where people no longer can have their mail forwarded, you have a problem. The reason why I say you have a problem is, remember guys, I said 6 months to a year. That means that the list that you just bought from the company that you just bought it from is not curating. They're not taking care of their list. That means that they are letting things slip under the cash assortment. Now, cash assortment is all about making sure that you go against the United States Post Office regulatory registry and making sure that people move, they're deceased, they're no longer living at that address, or that they forwarding or anything like that is up to date, and that they have new addresses versus against the old addresses. So when you run into too much of that, you know right off the bat that that list is something that you don't need to be a part of. You don't need to deal with that owner anymore, that list company. But before then, before you spend your hard-earned money, let me tell you how you can tell first and foremost. Reputable companies now, list companies, are willing to pay you dineros. They're willing to pay you dineros if they, by any chance, present you with nixies. Those companies that say, I will give you 5 to 1 each one of your nixies, that's no good. Why would I want 50 or 60 nixies and then you turn around and give me 150 or 200 more leads? That means that I'm getting ready to get some more nixies. But when you run into companies that are willing to pay you dinero, that means that first and foremost, they want to make sure that their list is crisp, is clean, and that you will not have any problem, that you will reach your message, your products and services that you're trying to share with their list is actually reaching potential buyers and potential people that want to start a business from home. Now, I want to tell you something. Your list will come on. Now, your list can come several different ways. Many different companies will offer you the opportunity to have your list, whether it's they will email it to you in a CSV file, or they'll allow you to have a zip file, or they allow you to be able to have zip sorted, meaning that you will have a combination of leads that come from zip codes from around the globe. Or you will have one that is just specifically zip coded. You might say, I just want all of my business to go to California. Most of the people that I have had products and services that I want to share with are residing in California. And you might say, can you just please give me the 90710, whatever? I'm just giving you a number there. That's not a real number. But if that's a California zip code, that is where they would actually give that. And sometimes they charge just a few dollars more in order for you to get that coded just like that. Now, when your leads come to you, generally they take anywhere between 3 to 4 business days, and they'll come to you and they'll look just like this. You will get as many as you order. The companies that I usually work with, they can start with as small as 500 leads all the way up to 10,000 on an order form. If you would like more, you can definitely email, call, or write into them and let them know that you need a larger quantity. The companies that I also work with also like to know what the name of the business is that you're sharing. The reason why they do that and the reason why you would want them to do that is simply for the fact that you want to make sure that there's no duplicate list going out to some other person that is sharing the same business. So both of you all will be sharing the same business with the same people. So there's no duplicating order. Now, I have a bonus for you guys. I would love for you all to stay tuned to my channel. I have some awesome more information that I'm going to be sharing with you all and wonderful resources. So if you will, subscribe, comment below, and I will send you the list that I've been using for the last 9 years that have been giving me the realistic responses that I would like to help me grow the several businesses that I use with direct mail marketing. Now, other than that, I want to thank you again for taking this time out to look at this video and also to learn some tips on how you too can be successful in postcard networking and postcard marketing. Now have a great day and bye for now.